Sweet Georgia Yarns, and I just wanted to introduce you to our newest shawl pattern. It's called the Shattered Sun Shawl, and I wanted to show it to you on all the little bits and parts. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to tell from a photograph what the shawl is going to be like. So if you take a look here, I can show you more about the shawl. So this is a half pie shawl, circular shape or half circle shape, and the way that this works is that you increase the number of stitches, or you double the number of stitches on your row every time the radius doubles. So basically, to make this shawl, we're only doing 6 rows of increases, and all of the rest of the time you're basically knitting straight. The first 2 sets of increases are M1 increases or make 1 increases, so those are quite invisible. And then as we get to the 3rd row of increases, that's when we start making eyelets or with yarn overs. And then this would be the fourth row of increases. This is the 5th row of increases. And then we continue on to do a section of lace, and then the 6th row of increases. And then we go back to just doing stockinette, and then we finish with a really easy ruffle border. This is really easy to knit, but there's lots of stitches by the end of that. So it's quite easy. It's knit from the neck down, the top down to the bottom. The lace section is actually very, very simple to knit. So there's actually only 2 rows of the lace chart that you really need to remember. And it's basically one row has 1 stitch between the 2 eyelets, and then the next row has 3 stitches between the 2 eyelets. So that's really all you have to remember. And then when I'm knitting this, I just look at the chart just for the beginning of the chart, so that way you can get all the stitches to line up. The shawl is knit out of cashmere and silk. It's our cash silk lace yarn. So the cashmere is 45%, and there's 55% silk in here as well. So it's really soft and light and fluffy and airy, and it's a perfect thing to wear for, spring evenings when it gets cooler and things like that. So you can see that this shawl is quite light and fluffy and drapey and loose and soft and stuff. And this part of the reason is because of the yarn, but the other part of the reason is because of the gauge. So you want to make sure that the gauge that you use, or the needle size that you use, is big enough to make sure that the fabric is soft and fluffy feeling. We had a test knitter knit this with a slightly smaller needle size, and it ended up tightening everything up and making the shawl quite a bit smaller and just quite a bit more sturdy or tight feeling. So if you want to make sure that you have a nice loose and fluffy shawl, then just make sure that your gauge matches our pattern, or that you're getting something nice and loose that you like. If you do end up with a shawl that you think is a little bit too small, you can always increase the number of lace repeats to have a longer section, and then you can also increase this last section of stockinette before you do the ruffle border, and that will make a larger shawl as well. So we hope that you enjoy knitting our new shawl, the Shattered Sun Shawl. It's knit out of cash silk lace, which you can find on our website at www.sweetgeorgiayarns.com, and hopefully we'll see you for the next pattern.